In that case, we didn't need it anyway. We were gonna be fine.
Looks like rain.
Never mind the fact that if we had repaired it, would have been even better than the wolf. By a more significant margin of that. But I'm sure, like we were saying before, we will ultimately find some better items in the not-so-distant future. Because I think at least in terms of crafting materials or crafting items, we are pretty close to being a high enough level to get some nice stuff. We just may not... We just may not necessarily have anyone who is capable of creating said items, at least not just yet. However, I'm assuming that if we can successfully complete the dumpling quest, which we're hopefully not too far away from being able to do, then that might change. Hardwood. I think that's it? Yeah. Okay. Let us head back in the downward of directions. And break our ankles in the process. You're actually not wrong. I don't know whether to be impressed, or whether that's just pure coincidence. Yeah, and this was the other place that we saw previously, I thought. Was it? Where we saw an entrance to the sewers, or is this an entirely different one? It might be an entirely different one. On second thought. Yeah, so there's definitely a pretty elaborate sewer system. And we will, I'm assuming, have, if the previous Witcher games are any indication, we'll have plenty of time to check those out on a future occasion. So don't you worry about that. Now that we've made it to the end of this row, oh, unfortunately that other quest is no longer there. I wonder if maybe it's something that only shows up at a certain time of day. That's what I'm thinking, is that when we first passed by, we were in that general window of time. Now that we've spent a little bit more time looting, that is no longer the case, so my hope would be that that means next time clock strikes whatever o'clock, it will suddenly be available again. And if we're lucky, that might even mean that by the time we make it back down, it was like roughly there-ish, it will be there again. Because it's what? Night-ish time? I can't tell if that's like just starting dusk, or if that is dawn about to turn into daytime. Ooh, this looks like a pretty beat-up part of town, though. Let's also put a marker on our map. So we have gone through, we did this route just then. We're looking for, like, that. I can't tell if you can actually make it through that little alleyway there. Is that a thing? Or do you have to go down this main street here? I don't know. We're about to find out, I think. Like, is this a thing? Through here? No? We just went there, right? Yeah. That. These are theoretically lootable. Something tells me there's not much in the way of guards around here. No reaction. Junk. No reaction. Okay. So, let's head on further. That is... Ooh, the way the light is hitting that. Yeah, I think it's sunrise right about now. So yeah, I was wondering if we could go through this area here, and the answer is yes. There's a small area over here. Again, frying people. I don't actually know where that woman is.
Looking for a thrashing.
Or if, say, we can help her. So unfortunately, I think we carry on. And check out the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Yeah, just like, don't push that too hard. What's the deal with this building?
I'm busy.
Clearly it has some kind of story. We looked up here?
Damn this one.
That's locked. I think we may have. Did we go up here? Try going to Leaning Tower Pisa? We may not have. We are now in there. It is also
Nothing pretty in this life-saved daffodils.
raining inside. I mean, given the state of this building, I suppose maybe that's why, but odd no less. Okay, for a second that looked like that was glowing red, and I thought that might have been a quest item of some sort. Not so. I do not think. Doesn't have a loop in it. What? Yeah, there's gotta be some kind of story to this building, I would think. This is just a little too unique. Be nothing. Is that lootable? Or is it just a phony? I think it might just be a phony. Yeah, how are you gonna, like, worship the eternal fire when there's a hole in your roof? And all the water is getting through. I think this is the top floor, though. No obvious holes that I can see. Can we actually get up there? I don't think so. Unless there's a ladder. Oh, there's one right here, in fact. It would seem, but can we actually climb it? Yes, we can. Okay. Now we're talking. Oh, and I was gonna say, we had to go through a large building full of a whole lot of nothing to get here, and that was a bit of an obscure ladder to get up here, so good to see that that did, in fact, give us something of note, and did give us a good crafting recipe, potentially. Let's see if we can actually create it. I don't think so, though. It was some kind of explosive. I don't remember which one. Might have been this. We actually need Aether, which I have no recollection of us ever having picked this up. Although, we did theoretically create the original Enhanced Dragon's Dream, so I don't know, maybe we purchased one specifically for that purpose once in the past. Where is the actual ladder, please? There we go. That is one other thing, is I turned off the prompts for pressing certain buttons in certain locations, which admittedly I'm a little bit of a mixed opinion on that one, because on occasions such as that where it's not always blatantly obvious as to when and where there is actually a ladder or something else to interact with, it can be helpful to get that prompt to show up. I know in some ways it kind of breaks the immersion, but I can definitely see occasions on which we will just miss things altogether because I don't even realize we can interact with stuff. There are more of these leaning buildings. Going this one seems like it's leaning even more. You're sawing that off? Okay, at least you're not, like, taking out the crucial support there. I mean, I did just bump you when you were sawing, and the way in which that happened really looked like you just lost a hand. Fortunately, it doesn't look like that actually happened, but I think you're kind of lucky in that regard. Okay, so we kind of weaved around and went down that way. And if we were to go back in the southerly direction, then in theory it should take us to a place that we've been to before.
And it's raining again.
Bit of the square. Open area. Yeah. So, oh no, that's further north. What I actually want to do, well, is that the right way to go? It might be. We might be all the way on the edge now. Yeah, I actually think we do want to go north here. We may not have checked the end of these buildings here. Let's just poke our heads in. Well, that is tempting, yes. Those guards are obviously right there. Their backs are turned, yes, but is that safe? We could try. I did deliberately wait to see if they reacted. They did not. Likewise there. He's getting bold. this time as well. That does seem closer. Also, no reaction. Might be snoozing.
Here to convert, perhaps?
Alright. So, nice little bonus there. Then, I think now we've gotten everything in this little corner here. We basically did this. Then we went down and got this. Then we went up and got this. Down and got this. So, well, ultimately we ended up going down through here. That was our most recent one. Then we just went up, and this corner here we went to. Now we just kind of need to hit this last section up here, and then we will have more or less everything in this, I don't know what you want to call it, third-ish? This eastern quarter of the city, depending on how exactly you're carving it up. I don't know if the, I mean, the river obviously kind of divides things, so at least on this island here, we'll have done this easternmost third, and southern area we have also done, and to a certain extent, we've also gone to the western third, although I don't think we've necessarily looked as thoroughly up in the northwestern part of it. So that's something we could still do, and we definitely have not done the northern/central part up here. So those are probably next on our list once we get this, so let's take it one step at a time here. This way first. What, if anything, will we run into? So this does seem pretty quiet in this area here, and you know I had to try. Just kick a pig while we're at it. Oh, okay. Theoretically lootable. Don't see anyone here, so this should be pretty darn safe. Except that guy directly behind us. I was saying, this is what we haven't done yet. This last section up here. But it might just be a few locked buildings. That might be it. That is also theoretically lootable. Any guards in sight?
It just rains and rains.
Not that I can see. Oh, this is the one that was junk. Yep, we did try that. Okay. Oh. This as well. Also, it seems clear. Clear the sewers. We're checking those out previously. At least the entrance to it. Yeah, so in that case, I do think we have now more or less done everything in this cluster here outside of the sewers. So I think for that reason we either try to get to the northwestern part of this section of the city, because like I said, we did along the edge of the harbor, yes, and ever so briefly up here as well. But we definitely didn't go into the slightly more interior-ish area. Like, we may not have gone to that shopkeeper. I know it's shown up on our map, but I think we just got close enough for it to appear, but didn't actually poke our head in. Possibly. Unless that was the magic trinkets guy. I thought he was somewhere over in this section of the city, so... Okay. Now, as for how best to get over there, it might actually be better for us to go to the middle part of the city first, because, well, we do of course need to go through that to get there. Not like we have much in the way of fast travel locations either nearby or near our destination if we were to try to go to that northwest part, so yeah, in that case, maybe we head up here, and the notice board is of course something that would make some sense for us to try to target, so maybe, at least for the moment, we'll throw a marker on for that. And that would suggest that perhaps we could go up this staircase here and see where this does end up leading us. I did express hesitation to do so on a previous occasion, because I wanted to make sure that we got the chance to explore that other stuff before doing so, but this is actually kind of quite far north, or I should say up, rather. Huh. Interesting. Rich councilman. Okay. Yeah, we were here, or not this location specifically, but in the more northernish part of town briefly before.
The rain will ruin it.
And it seemed like perhaps that was the nice part of town. So I wouldn't be surprised if we started to see that being the case here as well. I mean, that's also tempting. You could obviously hop on that roof. But it's probably not a great idea. Hold on. Hold on. We'll save. And then we'll check. Play it safe. Kids, don't do this at home. So what is that? And that's obviously north of the city, yes. Theoretically, we could have gone in that general area earlier when we went through the Oxenford Gates, but I don't think we did. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. That's why we saved. Because I kind of saw that coming. Didn't really want to fall all that way down. I was instead thinking that we could say, go to the other slightly more elevated wall and try to walk along that. But, as anticipated, it's not like there's really much for us to do there. It didn't seem. It's not like there were any secret things. I mean, we only barely were able to look, but pretty sure that's what we would have found. But now we have at least gotten the chance to answer some of those questions. Satiate that curiosity. Okay. Looks like for the most part, though, this is kind of a dead end.
Hold on.
Well, I'm sorry. So perhaps if we can make our way into this seemingly significant building, that would be cool. Yeah? Is that a... What does he have in his mouth? Because it really looks like you're holding a knife to your own face, which is very strange. I'm pretty concerned for your well-being. I do not know why you would do that to yourself. I'm pretty sure this might be the little area that we were in previously. And there was a sewer grate somewhere in this circle. And that's where we originally saw the one could go down there. Maybe not. I don't know.
Be on your way.
Oh, yes. Yes, that is definitely the case, because this is it right here. So again, many ways to get into those sewers. I assume they are likely all connected, or at least, like, maybe there are some places that let you get past some locked doors and whatnot, but... Guys, doing something here?
I bid you a cool farewell.
Alright, so, have a good day, good sire. So we've been to this specific spot before. And... Oh, does that mean we might have been to this notice board already in that case? Can double check. But I think we will find that we have. There are still notices here. Oh, okay, hold on. Some of these might be significant. Beware of thief. Sunday last, someone broke into the merchant Jim Lombardi's cellar, taking out of it a barrel of triple mead. Sounds like something we would do. Around the time of the break-in, witnesses saw a thin, bald man rolling a barrel down the street and giggling to himself. The thief was also noticed to be singing a rude song in which he called himself Ogrin. If anyone knows the perpetrator's current whereabouts, they are asked to contact the injured party immediately. Oh. That actually sounds like that could potentially be something that we could run into. We'll buy books. We'll purchase books. Content, not important, as long as they're bound in attractive leather and have titles written in gold plate. What? Wish to display them in my salon in a bid to lend my domicile gravity and sophistication. was gonna say, yeah, if all you care about is the book cover, then that's perhaps maybe not so much an actual scholar we're talking to here. Merely there for the aesthetic of the books. But wanted Triss Marigold. That's pretty concerning, seeing as how the person that we are technically trying to meet up with here in Novigrad is Triss Marigold. Eyewitness testimony has confirmed that Triss Marigold of Maribor, I think it's pronounced Maribor, known as the 14th of the Hill, a member of the infamous Lodge of Sorceresses, is currently in residence in our fair city. Okay, so I suppose in some ways that is a good thing, and that it's at least proof that she is seemingly here, or suspicion that she is here. Anyone in possession of information about her place of hiding, plans, or accomplices is obligated by law, both divine and human, to report to the nearest outpost of the temple guard at once. And whoever helps the witch by giving her food or shelter shall burn alongside her. Okay, so maybe we just, don't mention that we're friends of Triss's. Warning for new arrivals. Newcomers are hereby informed that in Novigrad, one worships the eternal fire and only the eternal fire. I think we might have seen this before. Practices of any other religion will be treated as an act of heresy and punished to the full extent of the law, that is, by public incineration. Particularly forbidden is the wearing of the symbols of other deities, the conducting of rituals in their honor, or the preaching of other faiths. Okay. Quick coin in a pinch. Need a coin fast? Those blasted non-humans at the Vivaldi Bank say your credit's no good? Come see me. No paperwork required. No questions asked. No limits. Loans available in Hochlandian francs. I'm guessing annual interest rate 700%. Okay. That's why. Yeah, sure, I won't deck your papers. I won't see if you can actually pay me back. What I'm gonna do is just make it so that no matter what, you have to pay me 7 times what I loaned you. Bolt Crow's delivery. Tuesday next. A delivery of the latest Hedweni crows will be made to the warehouse near Hierarch Square. Only bulk buyers welcome. Edwin is still alive and well. Thought that was also maybe not quite to the extent of Temeria, but for the most part, old news. Huh. Are you guys also in the floor right now? You are, aren't you? This is really becoming a thing. Okay. Strange. This does seem like the part of town where, say, there would be a lot of guards, and I think there were some over there. Are they far enough away that they would still... Well, are they far enough away that they would not see us do this? Right. No reaction. And this. No reaction. Not that there was terribly good stuff. If we head in here, have we spoken to this person? We may have.
Welcome back.
We have.
So,
This is the guy.
interested in some of Aramas's mementos after all?
Yeah,
They're
who was
still
selling
for
some
sale.
mementos and whatnot. They were many quest items of sorts.
Show me what you have.
And there's potentially something to be said for picking them up preemptively, because that way, as soon as we start a quest for which we need them, we can just say, yep, already have them, we're done here. But that does still feel a little dishonest. So I think we might have done it on one previous occasion. But for the most part, I'm thinking that's probably not something we want to make a point of doing. Glamour is junk. Can be sold to merchants or dismantled into crafting components. Could dismantle it, I have no idea what it would dismantle into. Are any of these things something we need, though? Amelford's dust. Sapphire dust. What is this one then? Diamond dust? Fernaria is always tough to get, it seems, and we always need more of it. It's only 5 coins, so let's take it. Where's these other guys? White myrtle petals. Pretty sure those, quite literally, grow on trees.
Farewell.
Or bushes, for that matter. You know what I mean. That's one way to get him out of the ground. Okay. So we've been to this square slash circle of sorts. Maybe we try checking out this corner here. See if there's anything back there. I don't think we've actually gone beyond this area at all. I also just directly walked on that cat. Hello? Are you okay? It appears not. Okay. That's locked. This looks very small. Okay, let's carry on then. Guild Guardian soldier. Really?
Wish to enlist, Nordling?
Interesting. I am surprised to see them here in Novigrad. I would have thought they would not be terribly welcome here. What with them? Yeah, Guild Guardian officer. What with them, you know, like, trying to take over the city and whatnot. I mean, they are not quite here yet in full, I don't think. We, of course, saw them in Velen, but not far away. So, definitely ground to cover here, yes. Novigrad, PASSIFLORA. Okay. But, like, what does that mean? Also, how do we get to that area that I actually marked? I'm not sure we can. Unless perhaps we do some creative parkour, which, well, you saw how that went recently.
Children.
Maybe not the best idea, after all. Yeah. I actually think that is perhaps an area that we do not have access to. I know we marked it, yes, but I think that means that we've done everything here, and we'll check out this, I assume, is the PASSIFLORA that we were hearing about earlier. Let's try that out. So it's not this building, the next one. Maybe there are more merchants, as for whether they're real merchants or not. Again, you never really seem to know. Because we did have, I thought, at least one that showed up, even though he did not have one of the markers on the minimap, but I don't know. Okay. Well, let's maybe pull all these people over. And then...
Just done. The rain will ruin it.
So, St. Gregory's Bridge is a new marker. Oh, this is actually a fast travel location. That's really nice. Because we did not have any in this part of town. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's the big bridge. Heading over to the northernmost part of town. Let's definitely not go there yet. But now we will head into the building over here. Look at these fires, they look so nice. Oh. Apparently not. These ones, though, we can. Mandrake. Yeah. That's good stuff. Isn't that oftentimes supposed to be in place of, like,
Getting old.
graves? Which is perhaps a little bit concerning.
Oh.
This might actually let us get to the place that I was talking about earlier. So this is looking pretty darn creepy pretty darn quickly. That is the way the light is hitting that. I don't even know what's causing that to happen. Huh. Huh? Okay. Sure. Guess there was actually a chest there. Yeah, don't fall down there. Might be possible to make that jump. I don't think you can make that jump back. And yes, you would certainly fall to your death. So we've already done a bit of that. Maybe we pass for the time being. Back to PASSIFLORA. Is there anything hiding, like, behind this altar or statue of sorts? I feel like you could do that. You didn't. I think it was worth trying. At least worth checking. Okay, now let's head in and see what this place is all about. It looks very dramatic. Like, hold on. Very dramatic. Get the wide angle view. Like, Geralt, can you, like, move your face? Geralt, this is not meant to be a selfie. Here at PASSIFLORA. Day 3 Novigrad. Yeah. That's, quite the place, it would seem. And based on the names or occupations of the people around here, I think I can get a sense as to what this place is about. Soon we can make it in, yeah? Okay.
Oh, it's everywhere. I see it all around.
Who do we actually talk to in here, though? It's like, oh, you have a name. That's something, I suppose. This has some stuff. We read Brother Alderbert's bestiary. Each beast herein described in two manners ye may hunt. Either seek ye tracks, follow and strike the foulness wherever it is, wherever in its wild ye find it, or lure it to a chosen place and engage it. Yeah, I think we have read this. I remember the oddly written words.
Getting old. One drink, all I had.
Okay, I mean, this is not really good stuff, but I'm taking it anyway. And I don't think there are any, say, staircases here, although there are definitely multiple floors to this building. As for whether we're actually able to go up those floors remains to be seen. Yet it is very dark in here. To the point where, like, do we actually take a cat potion to walk through this building right now? Do we rest until daytime? Maybe? Oh, maybe don't do that. This is what I meant to do. Meditation. Yeah, it is midnight right now. That might have something to do with it. What if we say meditate till like 8? See, that makes a difference. Hoping that this place has some good natural lighting. A little bit better.
Got so fucked up once. Blood came out the ear.
Alright. Hello, but at the same time, okay.
I was made for loving.
Okay, great. I'll take your word for it. I'm mostly just here to take your belongings.
Black ones for Danians. Long as they pay and don't hit.
Casket? What? Don't think we've seen that one before. There's a lot of loot here, at least in this location. I mean, if it's all butter knives, then maybe not so useful, but there's some other stuff here. Maybe we'll still take it, because I'm assuming the butter knives can still get broken down into metal, which I'm assuming is of some use for crafting some stuff. Oh, that. That we
Won't
can still
find
take.
any better. From the Yaruga to the Dragon Mountains.
Okay.
Puke or not to puke,
Sure.
that is the...
Can we go through here?
Sweat.
Yes.
Fine in that jacket.
This looks like the main room.
My eye. I wonder how much she's
Okay, you got some band members of sorts, I suppose. That's cool. The bards.
wiggle their asses in others' faces.
She wiggles anymore, her tits will pop out of her dress.
Okay, come on, guys. Watch your language.
Scoundrel.
Let's have the other people swear at us instead.
Hey, handsome.
Is that an Igni sign? Like this will blow up? If so, then that's concerning. This is maybe like not a place we want to be standing though, because I'm pretty sure we'll get stuff. Sulfur is kind of hard to get. I do think that many of the herbalists will sell it, but it's not cheap. Okay, now okay, good. I was gonna say, might have put ourselves at risk for a bit there. There's theoretically still that last one over there, but I do genuinely think that is the sign for Igni. Yeah. So it seems like that barrel is, well, an explosive one, perhaps.
Oh, that really got my dagger up.
I'm sorry. So like, who do we talk to though? You look like you are perhaps in charge?
White Wolf, welcome to the PASSIFLORA. Oh, No sign of recognition in your eyes?
Do we know you?
Greetings,
Don't fret. I'm sure I look quite different from when we last saw each other.
which was...
Oh, eons ago.
Oh,
You and Master
that would explain
Dandelion
it.
appeared two
Oh no,
half-breeds
Dandelion.
ago. What a smash they were, the little chaps. We recount that night to this day.
So the, staff hasn't changed since then?
Oh, of course it has. It does so incessantly in this business. Burly Berthie married a merchant. Ella struck out on her own. And you'll likely find Cerise praying at the temple. I alone remain. So, shall I summon the girls? Just remember, this is a decent establishment. Pause to yourself to start with. And our girls are well-mannered. The range of subjects they discuss in detail, I myself find it daunting.
Okay, so one thing I want to ask you guys is that, personally, I have precisely zero interest in doing any of that stuff. The only exception now, and that is largely because when it comes to those things, I am going to blur any and all of it on YouTube, and you guys have said previously that you're not a huge fan of blurring that stuff when there's just like a whole scene of us blurring potentially the entire screen, and it also takes a long time to do. So if there's no actual reason for us to do it, like if there's, say, a quest that we get, or like get information that helps us on a quest from that, because like say in The Witcher 1 that actually there was at least one quest where that was the case, then I'll consider it. But otherwise, that's just a hard, unnegotiable, it's never going to happen. So let me know if there is in fact any reason why we have an incentive from a quest reason, or for, yeah, basically, is there any quest reason to ever do that and like interact with the courtesans and whatnot? Because otherwise, it's just not going to happen. But what do you sell?
I'd just like to buy something.
Other than that other stuff. Oh, you do have Gwent cards, in fact. Arkham Defender. Sure. I mean, we'll take anything we can get, really. Northern Realms Catapult. Oh! Wait. 8 strength unit with tight bond. I think we might actually have one of these. It's a siege unit for Northern Realms. We already have this item, yes, but we want multiple of them. That could actually become one of our best cards. It already is one of our better cards. Coffee. Huh. That's cool. I don't think we've seen that before. Okay, and not so surprisingly, you will not purchase weapons or armor from us. Again, we could continue to sell some of our drinks, but we're doing that frequently enough now that it's not like we're stockpiling a whole bunch. We could continue to also get rid of some of our hides. Maybe not the worst idea. What is the deal with the casket? That is very strange. I don't know what components that might be able to... Huh? Cannot sell this book? Oh, you won't buy books. That's why. Okay. I was gonna say, is there some reason why the Wild Hunt specifically is so important that we can't sell it? Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to what components this breaks down into, so maybe we hold on to that. But I'll sell you the vials, because I'm pretty sure those are pretty close to useless. Oh, we do have some other hides down here. At some point, we probably will still want to break down a few hides into components. We have done that a little bit. But they're generally among the more valuable things that we have of the junk category. And they do also weigh a fair bit. So in the interest of not weighing us down and also increasing our stockpile of gold, seems like that's generally not a bad idea. And wow, you actually have a ton of coins. I did not realize that. We sold you a little bit here and you're still at over 900? Wow. Get rid of that, but you're still... You're doing pretty well for yourself, it seems. In which case... Do we sell that butter knife? It's actually 2 insert weight unit here worth of butter knives. That's pretty insane. I remember that happened to us previously where we thought that, you know, maybe there was some reason to hold on to them, again, largely because they presumably do give us some metal when we break them down into components, but if they're that heavy, then that's... I mean, we do have some other stuff that's also on the heavier side. Like the axe heads, I assume those also break down into some kind of metal, though. And then broken ore, if we had enough of those, the fishing rods, maybe those would start to weigh a bit. Oh, the rope ladder is actually quite heavy. And let's dump that then. Okay. Yeah, and not to say that we necessarily need to sell absolutely everything here. That's probably good enough. And then we'll play you at Gwent's.
I'm
Oh,
curious.
except, yes, let's
You
make a
play
point of
Gwent?
putting in
Certainly.
that new card that we just purchased
Over
from
high
her.
stakes exclusively, of course.
Whoa!
In fact, the game would be exceedingly boring without the risk.
Oh, okay, we did get that Gwent's high stakes quest when we first went into Novigrad. However, I don't think we've had anyone yet who has explicitly said that they are only in for the high stakes games. I assume that means that she will insist on playing us for more than just 5 gold, which is not really a lot at this stage anyway, so I'm curious
Up for a
what
round.
those
Why, yes,
stakes are.
Let's play.